Hello everyone, CoinHound here. This video is the first in a two-part series on silver products from the Mason Mint. Before we get into that, I would like to put out a big thank you to all of you who have been supporting my channel and watching my videos. I had a tremendous response to my most recent video on the 75th anniversary of Iwo Jima, the commemorative silver round. So I thank you all very much for that support. If you are checking in on the channel here today and you are not a subscriber, could you do me a huge favor and just reach over and hit that subscribe button? That would be awesome. If you could go ahead and hit the like button if you end up liking this video. And as always, share a comment. I'd love to hear from you, what you thought of the video. And with that, let's take a look at the Mason Mint. All right, so the Mason Mint is a mint that is based in Florida, as best I can tell. They have a Florida phone number. They don't have an address anywhere on their website, but they do make a lot of neat silver products. It appears that those products are sold exclusively through Gainesville coins. I do really like Gainesville coins. I've used them on a number of occasions. They don't pop up very much on the YouTube stacking channels, so they don't seem to be in that top tier of popularity amongst bullion dealers. But I just put them up on the screen here. But I've had several purchases from Gainesville coins, and I've gotten some really neat products and some very good prices on the occasions that I have purchased. So they definitely are on my list of companies that I check out from time to time. So in this series, I'm going to be taking a look at the Mason Mint and some of the neat products that they produce. In this first video, we are going to be taking a look at their Patriot series of silver rounds. Alrighty, so let's take a look at this Patriot series. I have the 3 coins of the series here on the table. It is a 3-coin series in total. And the obverse of each of the silver rounds is the same. Let's bring that up for a little closer examination here. So the point behind the Patriot series is that they want to honor the American military tradition, I guess. And they are doing so by commemorating 3 different military conflicts. The American Revolution, World War I, and World War II. So when we look at the coin here on the obverse, you can see 3 figures there, there, and there. At the top, you have the representation of a Minuteman from the American Revolution. And then on the left-hand side, you have a World War I fighter pilot. And then on the right-hand side, you have a World War II sailor. So the idea here is to commemorate the American Revolution, World War I, and World War II, and to do so by honoring the Army with the Minuteman, the Air Force with the pilot from World War I, and the Navy with the sailor on the right. Now, of course, the Air Force was part of the Army up until after World War II. So it is worth making that historical distinction there. Now, these coins do have a lot of interesting details on them, particularly on the reverse sides. But here you can see there is an eagle with a shield. See if the magnification could be brought up here. Above Patriot, and then the date of 2019. Behind the Minuteman in the back there, you can see an American flag. And it might be a little hard to see, but just to the right of his corner of his hat, there is a World War II Iowa-class battleship. And it might be a little bit hard to see there, okay? And then on the left-hand side, just off the corner of the Minuteman's hat, you have a World War I biplane there. So that's pretty neat. And then at the top, 1 troy ounce, 3 nines fine silver. So all 3 of the coins have this as their obverse. But on the reverse, so the first in the series is the Revolution, American Revolution. And on the reverse, they really have quite an artistic design with a lot of detail. And I'll leave it up to you to decide whether or not it might be too much detail. But I think it actually works pretty well. So on the American Revolution round, and I apologize if I've used the word coin. Sometimes they pop out of my brain interchangeably. But this is a silver round. The centerpiece of the reverse is basically a Continental Army officer on horseback charging into battle. And then you'll note to the right of the horse there is a church, and that is the Old North Church in Boston. The Old North Church in Boston is the church from which the lanterns were held, where they kind of did the warning system in the lead up to the Battle of Lexington, where it was one lantern if the British were coming by land and two by sea, so one if by land, two by sea. So that's a pretty neat detail there. And then you have a Revolutionary War cannon, and it looks like I got a little bit of a glare there going on the round. Revolutionary War cannon, and kind of a representation of a battlefield. And then on the left-hand side here, under the horse's tail, you have a drum, a military drum. And then to the back side of the rider of the horse, you have a representation of the, I'm probably going to mispronounce this, but the Bonhomme Richard, or Bonhomme Richard, which was the ship of John Paul Jones during the most famous battle of the American Revolution against the Serapis. So that's a kind of a neat detail. And then on either side, there's kind of this bordered rim. Up on either side, you have pistols. A pistol on the left and a pistol on the right. Up top, it says, "Don't tread on me," that wonderful slogan from the American Revolutionary War that is so popular amongst many today on the Gadsden flag. And then American Revolution on the bottom. So just an extremely intricate design, a lot going on there, but I think it's extremely well done, and I really do like the coin. Sorry, the round. There I go again. Anyway, so that's the American Revolution. And then World War I also has quite a bit of things going on here. The centerpiece is a World War I biplane, I guess they were called. This one was designated the SPAD 13, which was apparently an airplane that was used in the famed 94th Aero Squadron. That Aero Squadron was led by legendary Eddie Rickenbacker, and was renowned. The squadron was renowned for its performance in the war. You'll note above the plane they have a couple Zeppelins, a larger one, and then a smaller one behind it. And also in front of the Zeppelin is a German fighter plane. It's very small there, but you can see that. And then when you come down to the foreground here, you have in the far left-hand side, just in front of the big biplane, you have kind of the ruined the ruined remains of a church, representing some of the destruction that occurred during the war. And then you have some cavalry officers. You have the cavalry officers on the bottom left, and then you have a tank on the bottom right. And just above the tank, you have some American soldiers climbing out of the trench to charge across no man's land. So that's pretty darn cool. Up top, you have the title of the second round of the series, "The War to End All Wars." On the left, you have some barbed wire, and on the right, some barbed wire representing the obstacles that were put up in the no man's land between the trenches, and then World War I at the bottom. So another pretty neat round. And then the final coin in the series is World War II. And this one is titled "Awakened a Sleeping Giant," which is purported to be what Yamamoto feared Japan had done in attacking the United States. World War II on the bottom. And in this case, On the right-hand side and the left-hand side, you have what appear to be dog tags as the little decoration on the ring to the left and right. For the image itself, it is the centerpiece is a aircraft carrier, and this is an Essex-class carrier, which was one of the carriers used in World War II. You have a plane flying above it that is an F-4 Corsair, apparently. And it is being escorted with planes on its left and right, and they can be a little hard to see there by a pair of F-6F Grumman Hellcats. Now, in the foreground, you have a variety of things going on. On the right-hand side there is a palm tree, and you do have, moving towards the bottom, kind of a representation of beeches and palm trees. There is a knife at the very bottom there, and a hand grenade, perhaps symbolizing some of that close quarters fighting that occurred in the Pacific on a number of those islands, which I mentioned in my Iwo Jima video previously. You also, in this one, have a representation of a tank on the left there as well. And then, this might be a little hard to see, but right here in the center, you have the raising of the flag for Iwo Jima. Let me pull that up a little closer. So there's the flag raising for Iwo Jima. And you note the fine detail here on the tank. You got that very detailed appearance on the treads of the tank. Above the tank, you have a soldier who is standing out of the turret there. Looks like they're scanning the terrain to some regard. You can also see the knife and the hand grenade there. Look at that. You can see the ring on the hand grenade. How neat is that? So tremendously intricate detail here. And then in the background of it all is a mushroom cloud behind the plane there, representing the atomic bomb that was dropped on Japan. I'm not sure which particular bomb. There were two dropped, but it is a representation of the dropping of the atomic bombs on Japan. And so that's the third coin in the series. World War II awakened a sleeping giant. And then once again, a look at the front, the obverse of the series. So as I said, these are produced by the Mason Mint and are exclusively retailed through Gainesville Coins. In the next video, I will be doing part 2 of the Mason Mint silver products. They do make a lot of interesting and unique stuff, and I have a number of those items in my collection, which I will be doing a show and tell on in the next video. So until then, I hope you enjoyed this. Please hit like, please subscribe, please comment. If you really want to go above and beyond the Call of Duty, hit that notification bell so you won't miss out on any of my content and you'll get those notifications. So thank you so much once again for viewing. Have a great day or evening. And this is CoinHound signing off.